Evening guys, so you join me down here and actually on the river again, and we're not going to have many of these evenings left, to be honest. Work's finished, shut the laptop, drove straight down here, and I'm going to have a few hours fishing for dace on the whip. So I know I did a video similar to this before on the pole, and a lot of you commented saying why didn't I use a whip, and to be honest it never even entered my mind. It's one of them, it probably is a better option, so I've come down to give it a go. It's something that I don't do that often and could probably do with a bit of practice anyway, so I'm out here going to give you a run through what I'm doing and how I get on. Right, so I've plumbed my rig up, found a nice place where I can run that rig through lovely on that whip, and now it's all about the feed. So unlike a pole, I've got no cupping in kit, so everything's got to be balled in. I'm going to make up 8 balls like that, full of maggots and dead maggots and casters, and that's going to be 50-50. We're using a lake and black river. So it binds lovely, it'll get fruit water, get down and hopefully get them fish grubbing around, and then I'll just fire a bit of bait over the top, see what we get. So just seen, I've just balled in, literally what I did is I flicked my whip out, and where the float landed I balled just above that. So when I flick it out in future, going forward, I can run on to where I've put my bait. So today I'm fishing the 7 metre system whip, so the response system whip. So it does actually come at 8 metres does this, and I've got a section just at the side of me, just in case I hook a bigger fish, I can follow it out a little bit. We haven't got any elastic or anything in this, it's literally just a flick tip which absorbs the lunges of the fish and controls them, so you haven't got as much playing power if you do hook them bigger fish. So what I'm going to do now is flick it out, bring it round, so lay it out so it's going to run on to where I've put that bait, and on top of that I'm just going to loose feed maggots. So control the whip, put them over there, and then literally get above the float and just hold on to it and inch it through. So I did ball in at the start, and balling in is an instant method basically, so there's no point balling it in if you're going to leave it 2 hours and then go on it. So what we do is we ball it in, and where we balls it in, the noise attracts the fish, so they come and investigate, see what's going on. Oh, got one. See what's going on, so it is quite an instant method is balling in. We have got perch. Nice start, nice fish. And same again, literally just put a maggot on. Usually hold the last shot just to give you somewhere to pivot from. Swings it round, make sure it's not wrapped round end, and literally go out and lay it in. As that's all settling, pick up your catapult, put your bait in for you to run onto. Oh, I missed a bite then, I wasn't ready for it. Swing it round. Let it drop through. You can see nice visible tips on these floats, lovely it is. It's a nice way of fishing. Don't do it as often what I should do really. Pretty simple. Just if you obviously hook one of them bigger fish, it's a bit harder to get them in, but for this sort of fishing, when you're getting fisher chuck like this, look at that. Quality stamp roach that. Look at him. Woo. Change my maggot. And then swing it out, onto the line that we're off onto. Stowed onto that. And then run it down onto it. I'm using a 1.75 gram, just so it's heavy enough to flick it out, still light enough for depth of water that we're in, but it has got that little bit of weight to be able to flick. And that's just got an olivet on it and 3 number 9 droppers, so a bit more positive than what we would on a canal. Lovely bit of fishing. Oh, is that an indication there? So the float we're using for this is actually one of the new natural floats, which is a power, and as you can see the tip stands out like a sore thumb really. I've dotted right down, right nice, and it's still lovely. Nice little perch. Don't quite work without a hat on, doesn't that? Yeah, a bit adventurous. Let's put 2 maggots on. Go wild. Once again, just it's not what nobody wants to see. It's going to ping off now and go in the tree. Well rescued. Let's have a look. With the loss of a maggot, I can deal with that. I thought the rig were going to be a goner then. I thought it'd flick off into trees. I was thinking then I couldn't see me float because it light. It wasn't because it light at all, it's because it had gone under. Look at that. Boom. Look at that for a chunk. Right, leave it there, catch a few fish and I'll see you soon. So I'm just going to give you a quick run through the actual whole system of the whip and how I set it up and how I go about using it. So as you can see, I'm fishing a 7 metre whip and I've got that set 6.5 metres or so deep. So there's a length of line right from the end and you can probably see the curve in the tip, and that's 1/2 metre short. So that's when I'm swinging the fish in, the bend in the tip makes a fish come to me, whereas if I set it 7 metres I'd be like that and the fish would still be down there. So you need to make sure you're fishing shorter length of line than what your actually whip is. So like I say, I'm fishing 6.5 metres or so on a 7 metre whip. So on this, I think I said earlier, I'm fishing a 1.75 gram float. I lied, I'm not, I'm fishing a 2 gram float. It's a 2 gram power, so nice round bodied float. And 2 gram might seem a little bit heavy for depth of water, but you need that extra bit of weight to be able to swing the rig out. And then I've got that down to a bulk, which is an olivet at 1.75 gram with a couple of number 9s around it and then 3 number 9 droppers. So they're just so it gets down, and then the last little bit will just fall through the water where you're going to catch your fish. And it's all on 0.13 power down to an 0.10 hook length with a size 16 N40. So that's it, dead simple, hooks in bottom, fishes like that, and there's enough power in that tip to swing them fish in and net the ones which were a bit bigger. So nothing complicated, dead simple. Like I say, I'm fishing 7 metres, but it does come 8 metres, so I could go a bit further if I wanted, and I've got that section just at the side in case I hook any bigger fish. I can follow them if needed. Ooh. Another perch. The fishing's still fantastic, to be honest. Got loads of fish. Quite decent quality stamp as well. It was apparent though the stamp started getting a bit smaller, so I just put another couple of balls in, up the loose feed a bit, and we're off again. Put a couple of maggots on this time. Lovely bit of fishing. Can feel every bite and indication in this whip as well. Like, as soon as you hook that fish, feel head shaking, nodding going on. It's going to hold that, just get a bit of this loose feed going in. And then I'll get in control. Back in control. It is apparent that the rivers have come on loads. These last few years, the amount of fish that can get caught in rivers now is just fantastic. Doesn't matter what you're catching, whether you're bream, barbel. Oh, look at that, I say it, stamps included. Ah, it's another species, a little gudgeon. Not caught a gudgeon from here before. Greedy they are. Yeah, as I was saying, the rivers have vastly improved. You'd think where we are now that they'd be all polluted and not much fish in them, but no, lovely they are. Wildlife around here as well. I think kingfisher going up and down, you might see him on video at one point. If not, you might at least hear him. But it's nice just to be sat here on an evening after work for a few hours. Not a care in the world. Close that laptop, that's it, come down. Catch a few fish. What can be better? Just keep making sure I've been greedy. Oh. Like the fish that I have caught, when I bring them in, you like look down the mouths, or they'll be spewing maggots up and casters, so they are eating a lot. Got to make sure it keeps going in. There must be thousands of mouths down there to feed. There. As soon as you slow down with that feed, that's it, the fish back off. Oh, just gonna net this one. Might be alright, but give him a net and get him out. So, net that I've just used, free flow landing net. If you do a lot of natural fishing and you don't have one, make sure you get one. Save you so much time. I've been pestering for ages for one of them. It's one of the materials that obviously move through water a lot faster, but most of all, when using microbarb ducks like we do on canals and rivers these days, your hook can't get caught in it. So I will forever before like my hook would come out, or you'd hook a fish, especially when fishing hemp or anything like that, your hook would go into the net and it were a gamble between whether I cut the hook length or cut a hole in the net. Whereas now with these nets, they're perfect, they go through water fine and your hook just won't get caught in them. Definitely, if you do a lot of natural fishing, it's definitely worth investing in one. So we're coming to the end of my session now. Just going to catch a couple more fish and round it off. So it's been key today that we need to keep topping up, regular top ups, ball of ground bait after 2 or 3 fish have kept bites coming, and most of all it's kept the quality quite decent as well. Whereas we put as an initial feed in, so we put 7 balls in at the start, and that lasted an hour or so, an hour and a half tops, and we just dwindled away, wasn't getting as many bites, and stamp were a lot smaller. Reballed it with another couple, caught a couple more, and so on, and then every time it's died down after that, just flicked another couple of balls in. I'll put that out a bit further, I wasn't happy with that, and kept loose feeding over at top, and it's kept bites coming. So I'm going to catch one more to end it, and then we'll see what I've caught and I'll get off home. Same again though, we've had a bite or an indication every run down, plenty of fish there, it's just the decent stamp ones that we've had to sort out. Done that by just keep the loose feed going in, keep the ground bait going in, and it's been solid, to be fair. It's been lovely fishing. Like I say, decent stamp, nice few hours, couldn't have asked for a much nicer evening. Don't think we're going to get many more nice evenings like this, to be honest. There we go. Nice little perch to end on. Might see if we can get one more, but we'll leave it there for now and I'll show you what I've caught at the end. There you go guys, lovely couple of hours fishing. As you can see, I got a nice bonus chub on that whip as well, handled it perfectly. Amazing net of fishing, just 2 hours fishing on a whip as well. Some quality roach, look at the size of these, decent perch. Honestly, I've had a lovely evening, hope you've enjoyed it as well. Comment and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers guys.